Yes, indeed, folks, this is Blue Please on CircleBrit.com. This is the illusion of choice! Yes, quite. Right, okay. Let's have a look in the mailbox, see what we find. If there's anything good, I shall be surprised. Interesting. Right, that's all mage stuff. I suppose I can answer a mage question, yes. I am the Sage Mage, the Sage of Mages. I shall answer all your mage-related questions, and the answers will probably be wrong, but I don't care! You'll believe it anyway! Right, here we go. Greetings, host of shows! Sorry if this is a little early. I'm loving a druid. I need to focus. No, you don't. It's a druid. I recently got my Troll Mage up to 80, got my Stupidity Epics maxed out, and everything all the way to the recommended spec on EJ. The one thing I couldn't figure out is what to use as a rotation. EJ was being useless about it. MMO Champion is useless about it. Yes, indeed, the MMO Champions forums are not exactly the best. Let me put it that way. The best are actually the Something Awful forums, I might point out. They are the best WoW forum on the planet. FYI. No, really, they are. They have the best info. They have the best community. You'll get laughed out of there if you do anything stupid. That's always nice, too. Now, the one I've gone with at the moment is Arcane Blast 4 Arcane Missiles Repeat, but I couldn't help but notice that even on low-level gear, I could do 15k Arcane Blast crits. The bad part being the mana efficiency. My question is, why hasn't Blizzard come up with some form of making Arcane Blast slightly more mana efficient? They have. That's the problem. You're not doing it right. It's as simple as that. Right, okay. Here's what you're doing wrong. You don't spam Arcane Blast up to 4. Indeed, you don't spam Arcane Blast up to 4, and then expect to be able to maintain your mana after doing 1, 2, 3, 4 Arcane Missiles. 1, 2, 3, 4 Arcane Missiles. One thing, that isn't the best rotation. Damage-wise, it's not. Secondly, you're doing it wrong. It's not the most mana-efficient rotation either. Here's how you do it. This goes for any budding Arcane Mage. This is how you do it. The Arcane rotation is not set in stone. Indeed, it is triggered on a number of conditions, and it varies on that basis. That means you actually have to pay attention. So you hit Arcane Blast, and you keep hitting Arcane Blast until you get the Missile Barrage proc. At which point, you hit the Missile Barrage button. That does not mean you keep spamming Arcane Blast until you get to 4. No, you don't. You don't do it. As soon as you get it, whether it be on 1 or 4, you press that button. Straight away. And then, as the last missile flies, as the last one flies, you press Arcane Barrage. And then, after you've fired that, you start again. If you want to get proper DPS, that's how you do it. And if any of you think, oh, Arcane Barrage, you're retarded, blah, 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 nobody uses that. No, you're stupid, and you're a bad mage if you don't use it. Anyone that uses the rotation, 1, 2, 3, 4, Arcane Missiles, 1, 2, 3, 4, Arcane Missiles. Anyone that puts forward the joke that Arcane Mages are simply 2 buttons, you are a terrible Arcane Mage, and I would kick your ass on the meters, that I can guarantee. The reason that you use Arcane Barrage, you get a big extra DPS, and because you fire it and have it land at exactly the same time, due to the travel time of an Arcane Missile, is you also get the damage bonus. It is known colloquially amongst those mages that know what they're doing as the Arcane Shatter combo, because it's the same principle as the Shatter combo. Those of you who don't know what the Shatter combo used to be, the Shatter combo used to be you freeze an enemy with Frostbite, then you cast your Frostbolt, and as the Frostbolt is flying, you press Ice Lance. Shatter combo. There you go. That means that both of those attacks actually got the crit bonus. Works the same way with Arcane. Yes, it does. If you don't think so, go try it. It takes some timing. You have to make sure that you time it at the right time. Sometimes it's actually worth casting it just before the last one. One way or the other, if you cast it at the right time, then you will get the damage bonus. That's the important thing. And that's how you do it. That's how you get good DPS as Arcane, and that's the rotation. And if you are not doing it that way, then you're doing it wrong. Simple as that. There you go. Mage question answered. Do I have any other illusions of choice? Let's go and have a look at the mailbag. Go right the way back here. Usually have quite a few in reserve. That's always nice. Let's have a look. Might be all out, actually. Might be some from last week. We can have a look for those. And if not, then we shall do some shout-outs and end the show. Doesn't sound like a good idea. Since we are actually on the half an hour mark. We went going for an hour and a half, that's pretty good. Here's one. Let's try this one. Okay, am I interested in that? Yeah, why not? Let's read that one. This one comes in from Aaron Mitchell, and it says this. Hey DB, Fernurian, whatever the hell that is, of Frostmourne Oceanic here, with an observation on Cataclysm World PvP. I've been digging through the huge pile of screenshots and info from the Cataclysm Alpha on MMO Champion, and I've noticed an interesting change. In many zones, the Alliance and Horde each have a fortified settlement in close proximity to each other. The terrain between each settlement is arranged in such a way that should a random world PvP battle break out, the landscape could be used strategically to either attack or defend, much like that of an open world battleground. Such layouts appear in South Barrens, Western Plague Lands, and Blasted Lands, to name but a few. It seems to me that Blizzard is looking to encourage world PvP using the old Tarren Mill vs South Shore scenario. Of course, if there's no reward or incentive for players to participate, then this idea is doomed to fail before it even begins. What do you think about this? Well, first things first. Tarren Mill and South Shore actually ended up dying when incentives were put in place. Tarren Mill and South Shore was a big deal before honor points were brought in. This is way back in the day. I know because I fought in it. I fought in the days when Tarren Mill and South Shore was a big deal, and yet, honestly, you do not, in fact, get anything for it whatsoever. Then they put things in, and it was all good. So, honestly, one has to wonder whether or not people would participate in World PvP. It's possible. But I do not expect Blizzard not to put incentives in, honestly. They should do it. If they've got any sense, they should do it. I'd participate in it anyway, but I don't know for how long. If there were incentives, then yes, absolutely. Now, it's interesting that you do note that the terrain has been designed that way. I think that it is a mistake, honestly, of the previous expansion, that more zones were not designed in that fashion. You had Alliance and Horde really, really far away from each other. And for God's sake, in Icecrown, you had them on goddamn boats that were effectively unassailable. I mean, think about it. It's not a very good idea, is it? On PvP servers, I would prefer to be in close proximity, and I would prefer there to be actual fighting. And if there isn't any of that, then one has to wonder why I'm on a PvP server to begin with. Simple as that. I think we're done, ladies and gents. My name's been Told Biscuit. You've been listening to Blue Please here on CynicalBrit.com. I'll be doing a Shoutcraft tomorrow, which hopefully will be on Ustream or Justin TV, but I don't know because I'm still trying to sort things out for it. One way or the other, just keep an eye on the website. Keep an eye on my Twitter account, twitter.com/TotalBiscuit. That will keep you abreast of the situation. And, of course, that is at 5 p.m. British Standard Time. That's 12 p.m. EST on wherever the hell I decide to put it. Or wherever the hell I can actually get it to work. Right, okay, shout out time, ladies and gents. Email them in. TotalBiscuit@gmail.com, Murloc@gmail.com, the Murloc@CynicalBrit.com, whatever the hell you please, I don't care. Also, you can send them over Twitter or over the IRC chat or over the web chat. Yes, it's wonderful. You can send a carrier pigeon if you like, but I can't guarantee that I will be able to broadcast the shout-out for you sent by carrier pigeon until next week. That's just the way of it, I'm afraid. I'm not capable of providing that service. Someone also asked, are there any Blue Please t-shirts coming out soon? Yes, we're working on it. Right, okay, well, I'll open up with the shout-outs to those on the video wall right now. Mini F, who is looking like he's going to bomb some kind of Western nation. Cordain, who, with that, what appears to be some kind of fantastic American flag in the background, is going to stop him from doing so. Eldra Mika is, well, just looking a little bit miserable, really. Cheer up, old bud, cheer up. Incubus is wearing what appears to be some kind of Admiralty sound, or perhaps a sailor's hat. One might question his particular orientation, perhaps. Valdro is wearing no shirt and is also male, and his hair is apparently a bird, therefore my argument is invalid. I can't even read the name of that. The Warden! Yes, brightening up the channel with the fairer sex. Always good to have that. And Hope and Despair, who I believe is, in fact, the boyfriend, wife, spouse, who cares? I'm not here to judge your relationship. It's entirely possible of the only current female in the channel. We actually had 2 last week, so that was potentially a record on the video wall. Very disappointing, but there we go. B-Drone, the totem black guy, making us look all the more tolerant and respectable as always. And I have got to say this, just for the sake of your heart, not going out before the age of 30, I would strongly suggest that you stay the hell off the Red Bull. Honestly. You must be caffeinated to all hell. I would suggest, in fact, that drinking your blood would cause a horrendous caffeine high. That would be pretty horrendous. Horrendous. I like that word. Lavernius, our token Easterner, apparently, by the looks of it. Either that or he's got a lampshade on his head. One of these is possible. An evil bad guy with a... He's been putting up a bunch of notices. A bunch of important public service announcements over the course of this broadcast. Disregard self-respect. Acquire that retarded horse. It's like the worst possible fortune cookie. Right, ladies and gents, let's go to the mailbag and see what we've got. Shout out to the Pernicious... Why do you have to start me off with something like that? Why couldn't you start me off with something easy like the Ponzor Guild? The Pernicious Guild! Or Lightning Hoof... Oh, God, Pernicious. You pretentious bastards. You want, say, not one but two Jawmanga worms dropping, and I'm not sure if I can actually provide that for him. It's too much effort.
Not one, but two Jawmanga worms.
Get a worms drop in for them, calling in it for the Ruby Sanctum. Yeah, it's terrible. Shout out to Angelo for spoiling, and shout out to you for living in the past. That's from Onin. Yes, indeed, living in the past is good. The present is boring. I don't want it. Take it away. Not impressive at all. What else have we got? Let's have a look at the mailbag. People are trying to impress me in the video wall. I'm not impressed. Indeed. We have a robot, and Lavanius is still wearing that freaking thing. Perhaps Lavanius is in fact Raiden. Impossible. Shout out to Oklahomans who got their power knocked out from a 90-mile-per-hour wind yesterday morning. That's from Sompwork. And you have a shout out to everyone from Nerdtacular last weekend. Absolute blast. That's from Anger Fork. It's a very angry fork. Unsurprisingly. Gonna get a shout out to my best mate Kickshaman, who so far has completely owned me in StarCraft 2. Cheers to me. That's from Dr. Teeth, who I believe was in the channel at some point. He was wearing some kind of coloured dreadlocks. Can I get a shout out to everyone in Crimson Shadow, and good luck in the raids this week. Also a shout out to the Aussies who stay up and listen to the host of shows. You're all crazy, just FYI. Why would you do something that ridiculous? Doing an awesome job. Keep it up. That's from Chris Howard. What else have we got in the mailbag? Oh lord, that's a lot of chat messages. Let's see if we can get through all of them. A shout out to my arena partner, Om Nom 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 Nomph. That's a terrible name. That's from Dizers. A shout out to Saracen for being insanely tired and staying up about 30 hours now. Go to bed, you foolish mortal. Also, Valdro, I know it's a vent up there. There may be a facehugger or perhaps ceiling cat. Just be aware of that. And no, I'm not impressed by the reflective shades at all. Can I get a shout-out to the Guild Knights of the Round on Alderman US? That's from Seancast. A shout-out to Prestige on Steam Wheel Cartel from Ray, the EU side. A shout-out for you for the way you handled my email. Really thought it was well done. That's from someone whose name I do not want to give out. And a shout-out to Sublime for whipping on Professor. Kinky. Whipping on Professor Putricide. 25 men. 25 men whipping Professor This is like some kind of bad porno. Let's not go anywhere near that with a 10-foot barge pole. Yeah. You're a bunch of freaks. A shout out to... shout out to the Guild Fight Academy. Terrible name, I know. Well, at least to admit. For downing Vestigut last week and making good progress on Rotface. That's from Serethis of Hatbar. Steam Wheel Cartel EU. Yes, indeed. Good stuff. Hat Bar. We should start a hat bar, whereby the only way you can actually get to the hat bar and drink the delicious drinks is, in fact, to wear a selection of crazy hats, perhaps more than one at a time. Wouldn't that be fantastic? I think we're done, ladies and gents. My name has been Total Biscuit. You'll be listening to Blue Please. As always, thank you very much for listening to the show. Check out the rest of the shows on cynicalbrit.com, and I shall see you tomorrow for some Shoutcraft. Good stuff. I'm done, ladies and gents. I'm going to play us out with something neat, something awesome. That's always the way to do it. Yeah, why not? Haven't played this one in absolutely ages. It's probably about time that we fix that. Good night.